I happened to mention at a meeting that I was interested in Masonry, just as sort of a passing thing. I had seen movies and other cultural references to it and was always a little fascinated by it. And one of the people at the meeting happened to be the wife of a gentleman who's been a Mason for 50 some odd years. So she's kind of filed that away in the back of her memory. And then there came an open house that was happening at this lodge, and she remembered that I had mentioned that, so she called me out of the blue and said, "Hey, why not go check it out?" So she kind of gave me a little nudge, and when I got here, it was so eye-opening to me. It was like, why haven't I been doing this my entire life?
I had really come from a background of an Irish Catholic family and never really had any interest in the Masons at all, and actually got involved in it by a friend of mine. He's what they call a past master, or someone that was in charge of the lodge. He saw something in me. He said, "Jim, you need to join the Masons. You need to be with these group of guys. I think you'll find something out of it." And sure enough, I was able to get involved with the lodge. I quickly found some great friendships, people that I knew from the community, but never really associated with them. And now I've got that instant bond and friendship with them for a lifetime.
I went to visit a neighbor who is a notary public and noticed his Masonic symbols on the back of his car. And what intrigued me about the symbols is that I'd seen them before, and that I know that they were associated with the fraternity, and asked him a little bit about it. And throughout that discussion, there was a lot of talk about hardworking men that are seeking to improve themselves and their community, and a lot of that stuff appealed to me and what I was sort of looking for in my life. And I asked, well, how does one become a member of this fraternity? And he said, well, by asking, you just sort of started the first step. And those were probably the best questions I ever made in my life.
One of the things that we always impress upon new members is your family comes first. Those things associated with keeping your family strong, such as your job and your religion, come after that. And then think about Masonry. Don't think it has to come first. So we want to make sure that they've got a strong foundation in family as well as their community before they think about what they can give to Masonry and what they can get out of Masonry.
You can join any particular gym membership if you want to, and they'll accept you right away. In Masonry, what we have is called an investigation committee. It's usually 3 members of the lodge that are appointed by the master. And their job is just to talk with you and talk with some of your family and your friends and neighbors and find out what are the characteristic traits of you, what makes you who you are. And in doing so, we evaluate that information, and then we make the recommendation of whether or not we think that you would make a good Mason.